this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Some years ago, before Terminator came out, I began to hear from people, gee, there's this script that they were going to shoot that reads an awful lot like your script for Soldier that you did on Outer Limits years ago. Now, Soldier had, of course, been available on videocassette for many years. Demon with the Glass Hands, which I did for Outer Limits, had won all the awards, but Soldier was right there in popularity. So we applied to Hemdale Films for a copy of the script, and they refused to let us see it. Now, the minute someone tells you you can't see something as innocuous as a script, particularly, I mean, this is my attorney asking, and it was not, you know, I'm clearly not some jamook off the street. I was a writer with some credentials. You begin, your antenna rise, and you say there's something going on here. Well, as an accredited film critic, in Hollywood, I see every film, and I get a screening pass to every film. We did not get one to Terminator, and when I called to inquire from Orion Films what schedule I would be allowed to go to, they said, well, we'll get back to you, and they never did. At that point, we made noises to Hemdale that we really think we should sit down and talk about this. Almost instantly, a number of very interesting things happened. The first thing that happened was that the editors of Starlog magazine called me and said, we're getting a lot of heat all of a sudden from James Cameron and Gail Ann Hurd. And I said, on what grounds? Well, what had happened was they had interviewed Cameron prior to the film's release. And Cameron had been his usual, I've never met the man, but I gather that he has an ego that makes mine look minuscule by comparison. And that in the course of his interview, someone had said to him, where did you get the basic conception for Terminator? And his response was, oh, I ripped off a couple of Outer Limits segments. I'm afraid we got him with the smoking gun. Now, do you want to do something about this, or do you want us to whip your ass in open court? I mean, I'm perfectly happy to do it either way. Well, they settled. And they settled with a substantial amount of money, not the kind of money I would have gotten had I gone to court. It was $65,000 or $75,000, $65,500 or $75,500, something like that, with an additional $5,000 to be paid to me after a period of time that was stipulated in the contract agreement if I did not speak of any of this.
Right.
The other part of the contract agreement, which was very important, was that every copy of the film thereafter, whether on video cassette or laser disc, on cable TV or commercial TV, would say the producers wish to acknowledge the works of Harlan Ellison. And I said to them, if Cameron had come to me before he did the Terminator and said, I really loved Soldier, I got another take on it, do you mind if I work that field? I'd have said, with my blessings, kiddo, just at the end when you mention Coca-Cola for giving you, you know, free Cokes on the set, just mention, and thanks to Harlan Ellison. They'd have had it for nothing. And anyone can have it for nothing. Any of my work for nothing if they ask me and they say, I got a great idea here, you know, I'd really like to take off from this, do you mind if I work? If they acknowledge that that's where it came from, I don't want a dime of their money, I don't want a dime of their credit, all I want is equal time for creators. That's where my interest in creators' rights lies, which has been a fight I've been fighting for 35 years now, if you know my career.